You rock, my friends. You Rock podcast is for women like you who want to own your life and live an engaged and joyful life. Hosted by Dr. Aaliyah Majid, mom of 3, devoted wife, and a scientist turned life coach on a mission to empower women to take control of their lives. In this podcast, we deliver tools, insights, and inspiration on rocking your own life, owning to your highest potential, and becoming the best version of you. Now, here's your host, Dr. Aaliyah Majid.
Before we start with today's podcast, I just would like to invite you guys to my new free training on multiplying your productivity, which will be held on 24th of October. And for those who are interested, come and register for the event. I'll give you the link below this episode, so check it out. Assalamualaikum guys, welcome back again to this episode of You Rock podcast, the podcast for ambitious women to go after the life you want. So hey guys, these few weeks, most of you I know have been coming back to work, right? You are back to your old routine, and it is undeniable that some of us might get anxious around the fact that we have to readjust to this new routine of going back to work, right? Because it has been so long working from home, and now working from home has maybe become our new routine, to be honest, right? So some of you maybe feels more comfortable working at home now more than in your previous working environment. So when you are working at home, you don't have to really rush out during the rush hour every morning or in the evening and to face so much traffic and waste a lot of time on commuting. However, some of you may be excited to go back to work again because you miss the social interactions that you naturally get when working in the office. I mean, to really actually get into your own office, or maybe some of you are just really excited to the fact that things are starting to go back to normal. But I think some of the things that I want to address today is the anxiety that we get when routine changes in our life, right? So I think we have faced this often, right? Especially now, okay? It's not just because it all depends on the fact that sometimes you are not able to control the schedule or the situation, meaning that you are forced. And because let's face it, in a way, you are forced to be at home, right? So now, when you are finally getting used to the routine of working at home, you are requested to go back to commute to work. So I could imagine how that feels, right? To be now transitioning back to going to work and face that routines that maybe you have forgot it about it for some time, right? Okay, so when you are able to go back to the old way of working, you are maybe getting anxious because now maybe since it has been so long working at home, you have been able to find a way that you feel balanced in your life and your work ethics, right? This episode is just a reminder that even though you are transitioning to your own routine and you're also working with a new schedule, it doesn't mean that you have to let go all of the things that you have been enjoying throughout the time that you have been at home. So really think about that. How do you want to spend your time and the rest of your life, even though you are now starting to get out of your home? Okay, so what this means is that, for example, when you were working at home, you have so much time to do something else. I mean, you may have this extra time because you don't need to commute, right? So because of that, you may have extra time to read books, or you have extra time to work on a lifetime project that you have been putting off before this, such as writing a book, renovating your kitchen, or started a side hustle, whatever the project that you have been interested to be doing all of these years. And even though you are now maybe transitioning to going back to your old office, or maybe half of the time you are now back to commuting to work, think about how you can transition the new things that you have been loving doing. As I mentioned just now, think about ways on how you can schedule them into your daily routine without sacrificing the quality of your work and also the quality of your own time, your own relaxation and recharging time. Because honey, that is important too. So imagine if you have like 2 hours every day, extra 2 hours every day, and what would you do with that extra 2 hours? I think when I was working 9 to 5 with other people, I was always thinking that it is impossible for me to find 2 hours for things that I love doing, things that I look forward to doing. But this is actually not true when I have tried and tested it now. And at least I have been trying to adjust the routine, even though I was kind of working full time with my study and also with my part time job, a couple of until the end of the start of this year. Okay, sorry. So what I'm saying is that if you are aware of your time, you can actually use your time wisely to do things that you want to do things that you love doing. Yeah, but of course you have to love your work too. If not, what's the point of going to work, right? Yeah, other than make money. Okay. Okay, so let's just face it that it's just time management, attention management, and energy management. Because if you are able to manage yourself in a way that you can incorporate the things that you like doing, things that you want to pursue, the project that meant a lot to you, you are able to make this time truly really valuable for you. Okay, so remember that if you have 2 hours every day, what will you do with that time? And the second thing to think about is that what is the most important thing that you want to do this year? Okay, it's already the end of Q3. We're entering Q4, quarter 4. Are you ready for that? What's your goal this year? Have you crossed out all the goals that you have written in the earlier this year? So this is question that I adapted from a book that I really like on productivity, which is the one thing by Gary Keller. Every day, ask yourself this: what's the one thing I could do such that by doing it, everything else would be easier or unnecessary? Okay, once again, what's the one thing I could do such that by doing it, everything else would be easier or unnecessary? This question is really something you need to think about every day when you are trying to prioritize your to-do list. We often say that we are busy all the time with demands from others and meetings and suddenly deadlines, which you get a new project today that you have to quickly give them the feedback tomorrow. So there's so many demands all the time, right? And with things that we are obliged to do, but we forget how much time do we really have, demand versus supply. So think about it like that, how much time is available to really get the project accomplished, right? So yeah, when you are lacking of time, this is an important question to ask yourself. It is one of the best ways to prioritize work and stay focused. Again, ask yourself, what's the one thing I could do such that by doing it, everything else would be easier or unnecessary? Then, of course, time block your time. Then do whatever it takes to make it happen. It doesn't really need to be complicated, because this is an amazing question and what you need to ask yourself every single day. Of course, it's not the only one thing, because there's so many things in life, right? But this question is actually for you to refocus and recoup and look back at your life, at your goals, what you want to achieve this year. So, but what is actually one thing that you need to do right now? Taking one step at a time. It's one thing at a time. It's not your own one only thing, but it's the one thing that you need to do right now. For example, if you are facing a life-changing situation, you are moving to another country, the one thing that you must be doing, you can tweak the question like this: what is the one thing that you can do right now to move to this new country such that by doing it, everything else would be easier or unnecessary? So the one thing is something that you need to focus your attention on so that you are moving forward nearer to your goal, to the mission, or to the vision that you want in your life. Okay, I think that's all for today's podcast. Remember to start your day with intention, love what you do, and end your day with gratitude. I'll see you next week. Assalamualaikum.